I am not a financial advisor, and this is just practical guidance. Viewer discretion is advised. Welcome back to CWMUniversity, where we learn together, and today we're going to learn how to budget our money and eventually get our finances together. Now, this is part 2. So if you haven't watched part 1, find this video real quick, watch it, and then come back to this video, because I do not want you to be confused of what we're talking about and how we're jumping straight to budgeting. So if you haven't watched part 1, go back and watch part 1. Now that we have our 3 goals in place, our 3 financial goals in place, we're gonna keep those in mind, and we know our net income. For the purpose of this video, we're gonna go with our net income for the month is $1,500. If you make more than $1,500, you can adjust that. If you make less, you can adjust that as well. We're gonna take that $1,500, and that's the money we made after taxes and after they took out insurance. So this is our net income, and we're gonna break those down into categories. Now, the categories that I'm using, the percentages, I got them from NerdWallet. We're gonna break those categories into 3 different categories. Needs is gonna be 50% of our paycheck. Wants, 30% of our paycheck. And then savings/paying off debt is going to be 20% of our paycheck. Your money needs assignments, because if you don't tell your money where to go, I promise you, it'll disappear. And then you'll be looking like, now I know I just had $500. What did I spend it? Where did I put it? Where did it go? And it becomes a mystery. I'm gonna show you a budget template I made in Google Sheets to help you automatically separate these categories by the percentage. The budget template figures these percentages for you. So we're gonna stick with that $1,500 amount. So say that the paycheck was going to be $1,500. Now, it automatically changes your percentages. So for your needs, 50% of $1,500 is $750, 30% $450, and then your savings/debt payoff is $300. I have $750 dedicated to my needs category. So say for mortgage, say I live with somebody and I have to pay them $500 a month. So I put the $500 a month, and what you're gonna see in a minute is it's gonna subtract it from the total at the end. So when I press enter, now I know I have $250 left in that category. Say I spend $100 on groceries. Press enter, it changes to $150. Now these sections over here, you can change them to whatever you need to. So say I wanna say that one of my needs that I have to have, let's just say I have to have Wi-Fi because I work from home. So I can change the need to Wi-Fi. I can change that category, and then say my Wi-Fi bill was $30. I can put that in, and I know I have $120 left to split up between anything else. So the categories that you put under needs can be changed. These are just recommendations. You don't have to keep them. And then, of course, the same thing for wants. You can change your wants. Maybe you don't go to the gym. Maybe you're not trying to save for a vacation. And then you can also change your savings/debt payoff. Now, depending on your goals for your finances, you may want to say that I won't spend money. I need to be able to still spend money and not feel like I'm so restricted, which is okay. So one thing I used to try to do is I would pull out the bank $100 in cash per week. And if I went out to eat or any dilly-dally that I wanted to do, I would only use that $100 in cash. And once it was gone, it was gone. So say if I said that was a want, I don't need to have $100 in cash per month, but say that was a want, I could change one of these categories, or just put the category here. I could say spending money. And I know that if this is a monthly budget, I know that I want to do $100 per week. I can say I need $400 for that. Granted, once I do that, that leaves me a total of $50. But that means I only have $50 to do any of these other things that I want to do. It just depends on what's important to you and what's your goals for your budget. Also, me personally, after I do my needs, the first thing I'm gonna go over here and do is pay myself. So just say I'm focused on making an emergency fund, and I know that each paycheck I'm gonna take out $100. So once I fill in my needs category, I'm automatically gonna go over here and put $100 to pay myself for the emergency fund, and I'm gonna put the emergency funds inside of a high yield savings account. Granted, if you don't know what a high yield savings account is, check out this video right here. I explain how a high yield savings account is an account that pays you to keep your money in that account. And the higher the interest rate, the better for you. But all those details are in this video right here. So this is just a goal. I could put the goal budget, I can change the name. I can say this is gonna be for the month of June, okay? And then I can put in here, what are my goals for this paycheck? Whatever your goals you set, those 3 goals you set, you could type them here. Or maybe you only have 1 goal that you came up with. You can change that and type your goal here. Say my goal is to pay off my car. Say that's your goal. So I keep that at the forefront of what I'm trying to do. And of course, you could put a car in whichever category you feel that it falls into. Because it's needs, wants, savings, and debt. And if you have a car payment, that's going to be a need. You need to pay your car payment, or you're going to be looking for that repo man. So you will add that category down here somewhere. You can put car payment. And then hopefully your car payment, maybe it's $100 a month, which would be nice if that was the case. Then I know I have $20 left in this category. So it kind of lets you see how much money I should have per category and how I could break it down. Now, granted, these percentages are just suggestions. You could change the percentages if you would like. You could change the categories if you like. They should just give you a sort of a roadmap of how to get to your goals. And then you adjust as needed. Now, once we've set that goal, the next thing we're going to do is find our actuals. So if my goal for June, I set that goal, I know what I want to spend in each category. What did I actually spend? So here you will see the actual budget name. So the last one we did, we said the month of June. So I'm going to put in here, change the name to month of June. And then our paycheck was $1,500. You adjust this number as fit for your category. I don't know how much money you make, but you do. You know your net income, that's what you put for your paycheck. And it automatically adjusts our amount. Let's go through our transactions. You can do this day by day, or you can do this at the end of every month to see what was your actual money that you spent. It's up to you, whatever works better for your brain and how you want to move around for these goals. So say I paid rent on the 1st. So we had, let's see, it was June 1st. I'm paying rent. So we're gonna put rent. And our rent was, I think, $500. We put that in. We know that we actually have $250 left. Then I can go in and fill in all my wants and my savings and debt. What I suggest you do if you want to do this at the end of the month, take your bank account, especially if you only have one account, open up that app and take every single transaction you have in that app and place it in the category and see what happens. You want to see how close you are to making that budget. Am I staying on goal to pay off that car, which was the goal I had set for this. Now, over here on the side, you see that you have reflections. The reflection says, did you meet your goal for this paycheck? So drop down. You click yes or no. Did I meet my goal? Was I over or was I not? And then also, you could type in what is one aspect that you're proud of about this check, and then something that you can improve. If I didn't meet my goal, what did I do? Did I spend too much money shopping? What exactly went wrong? So I'm analyzing my finances so I could do better. Okay, another thing I want to go over about this budget. So what I suggest is you go to your starting point and say if you're doing a budget, you want to set your budget for June. Go take May transactions in your account and fill them in to this starting point budget. We knew our check was $1,500. I'm going to put $1,500. And then what I'm going to do is go fill in my transactions so I can kind of see where I'm spending money. Am I spending over the amount of money that I should be spending? So you'll know what kind of goal you need to be setting for yourself, and just to see what's going on. Because a lot of times we'll swipe that car, or pay tap, and don't know where our money is going. We don't ever look at it. We're scared to look at it. You have to face your finances and you have to look at them so you'll know how to improve them. Okay, so you can start at the starting point, and then once you know where your finances are, then you can go to month 1 and make your goal, which we were working on earlier. And then also on this budget template, you get 3 months of goal setting. So you see at the bottom, say month 1, then you actually do your actuals for month 1. You set the goal, then you do your actuals and you reflect on it. Then month 2, you set the goal, then you do your actuals and then you reflect on it. And so it gives you 3 months of that. And then also down here, there's a place for you to put your current debt. If I'm focused on paying off debt and I know that I have an American Express card, say American Express card, The amount on it, we're gonna say $2,500. And my interest rate is 16.99%. If you don't know the interest rate of your credit cards, call the credit card company. They can let you know. And then, am I currently paying off of this debt? Yes. The good thing about this tab is it will add up all of your debt here, so you will know the total, so you can keep that at the forefront. Say if I have student loans and I owe, let's say $20,000, and my interest rate is 3.45%, just making up a number. Yes, right now I'm not paying it off, but I know that my student loans add to the total of debt I own. So I need to know how much debt I own. Right now I'm focused on the American Express card, paying that off, and then maybe I can go to my student loans. So whatever your debt is, you can at least have it somewhere where you can look at it and see it as you're paying it off. This template that I just showed will be available on my site. You can go check it out. Here's the website where you can go and look at it. But maybe you don't need a Google spreadsheet to figure out the numbers for you. Maybe you're good at numbers. You just need a calculator. You just need a guide of how to set up your money. So I do have a free PDF that you can download on my site just to help you organize and get you started with your budgeting. So this is up to you. What do you feel? What do you need to make sure that you're successful and reach your financial goals? Now, let's go back a little bit to when I talked about paying yourself, the importance of paying yourself. You have to make yourself a bill. You don't want to go to work and doing all this work and then you have nothing to show for it, nothing to reward yourself or nothing to help yourself if you get into a bind. So what I suggest you do is figure out how much money you want to pay yourself per paycheck and make it an automatic withdrawal. So if I know I get paid on the 1st, and I know every month I want to pay myself $100, I'm going to set that up in my account to automatically withdraw $100 and send that over to my high yield savings account every month. It's going to be something I don't think about. Just like Xfinity automatically takes out that money for that internet, that savings account is going to automatically take out that money to go over here to my savings. So it's going to take it out of my regular checking and send it to my high yield savings account. And I like the high yield savings account because your money just sits there and it grows. If you leave it alone, it's going to grow. Even if you start small, say I can only afford to put $50 a month in my high yield savings account, do it. All you need to do is start. And then eventually when you get your other finances in order, you'll be able to save more. And then maybe that savings account over there will turn into your emergency fund. So if something happens and I had an unexpected expense, I have that money over there to help me and to save me. So I won't have to go get a payday loan. Save yourself, have a fund setting up there. So when I need to borrow money, I'm borrowing money from myself and not somebody else. Because at the end of the day, emergency expenses are going to happen whether you prepare for them or not. And without a savings account, those emergency expenses just turns into more debt. And our goal is to get out of debt. We want financial freedom so we can build wealth. Because in this thing called adulthood, what I have learned is life loves testing people with no savings. The second you get comfortable, that tire light comes on. So let's put some things in place to help us when things like that happens. Let's talk about how to strategically pay off your debt. Say that one of your goals is to pay off a couple of your credit cards or one of your credit cards. So when paying off your credit cards, you want to attack the one with the highest interest rate first. Because the higher the interest rate on the credit card, the more money the company makes off of you. Say that again. The higher the interest rate on the credit card, the more money the company makes off of you. So say if I had 3 credit cards, I want to pick the one with the highest interest rate and attack that one first. So I'm going to show you how to use a credit card calculator so you can see what your interest will be, how much money they're making off of you, and maybe I can pay it off quicker. Because the whole point is to try to keep the money in your pocket and not give it away. We're going to go to Google. Google is free. Don't forget that. We're going to type in credit card calculator. Once I pull up Google, you can tell there's plenty of options that I could choose from. I'm going to just click the first one that pops up. So that was by bank rate. And right now they have some things filled in. I'm going to change it up a little bit. So we're going to say our balance is $5,500. We're going to say that our interest rate is 25.99%. So say I can afford $150 per month. And that interest rate is 25.99. That's high. But there's some high interest rates right now on credit cards as well. So they're saying that if I pay $150 on this $5,500, it's going to take me 74 months to pay this off. That's more than 5 years if I only pay the $150. And they're going to make $5,564. So you're telling me $5,500. I spent that money. And as I pay off this money, you're going to make more than what I spent. And to me, that just don't make any sense at all. So why would I not try to attack it more aggressively? So maybe I'm not going to have spending money. I'm going to take that $400 I had set aside and I'm going to put it toward paying off my credit card so I could pay it off quicker. So say that we did that. Say that we added the $400 that we was going to do for spending money. So I'm going to change this monthly payment to $550. Let's see how that makes the amount of months it's going to take me to pay off this credit card go down. So if I do calculate, now I could pay this card off in a year. 12 months equals 1 year. If I took that $150 I was going to pay, but then I added my spending money because I'm not going to be spending anything extra, I can pay this off in a year and they're only going to make $766 off of me. I'm more okay with that than them making more than what I spent. When you get in those traps of paying those minimum payments, that's what happens. They just keep getting more interest on more interest on more interest, and they're making more money off of you, and you're not really paying it off. So when you get ready to pay off a credit card, you want to attack the one with the highest interest rate first, and you want to put as much money as you can toward it without feeling like you're struggling. Yes, you still have a life to live. Yes, you still have other goals that you want to do financially. But what is your main goal? Maybe my main goal is to pay off my credit cards. And those are my 3 goals. I have 3 credit cards. I want to pay off all 3. I'm going to attack the one with the highest interest rate first. And I'm going to put everything I got to that highest interest rate credit card because I don't want them to make more money off of me. I want to go ahead and pay them their money back and move on to the next one. Now, once I pay off that credit card, so I had 3 credit cards. I pay off the one with the highest interest rate. What are we going to do with said credit card? We're going to stop using it. Stop using it. So then I don't have 2 that I could work from. Stop using that credit card if you can. So don't try to celebrate paying off your credit card by maxing it out again. Pay it off and stop using it. Because paying it all the way off to 0 and then maxing it back out, that's a toxic relationship. Yes, you can have a toxic relationship with credit cards. That's how you get into debt. And your finances need to be worked on. If I use $550, say I had $550 I could pay off on this one credit card and I paid it off in that year. I'm going to take that $550 and I'm going to roll it to the next credit card. Because these other 2 credit cards, the whole time, you're paying the minimums because you want to pay the minimum so you won't get any penalties. But once I get that first credit card paid off, I'm going to take that $550 payment and roll it to the next one that has the highest interest rate and pay that one off. Then I'm going to take that $550 and roll it to the last one that has the highest interest rate. Then pay it off. Then I don't owe them any more money. Next thing will be more strategic about how I use my money. So if I have that high yield savings account sitting over there, instead of going to spend on my credit card, and it's something that I need new tires, then I could use my high yield savings account, get that out of my emergency fund, and pay for those tires. Therefore, I'm not putting on a credit card and letting it sit there, build up interest, and paying the company more money than I spent originally. Now we're going to move on to how to cut expenses and use our time wisely. You'll hear all the time people saying that you could just cancel your subscriptions. Cancel that Netflix subscription you have that you're paying maybe $7.99 for. That $7.99 you're paying per month times 12 is not going to save you financially. So the $7.99 per month is not the issue. The issue is what comes with that. and how we use our time when we're exercising our free will to watch Netflix or Hulu or whatever streaming service you have. Because if I come home and get off work, sit on that couch and watch TV for 5 to 6 hours, I'm not doing anything else. I'm not being productive at all. That 5 to 6 hours, I could have used it to learn a new skill, create content, go out there and do some of those ride sharing apps to make money. But yet I was sitting on my couch getting lost in the newest series on my streaming service. So it's not the $7.99 that really hurts us. It's what we do with our time and how we use our time, and if we're using it wisely. If you've been watching my channel for a while, you've known that I've had multiple extra jobs to try to pay off my debt. And one of the jobs I tried to do was Uber Eats. One of my friends at the time, we decided we were gonna do Uber Eats. We would take turns, like I'll drive one day and it'll be on my account and she's just there just to keep me from being lonely, okay? Then we'll switch and it'll be her turn and I'm just there to help her out so she won't have to be riding around by herself. So I started doing that a couple times during the week and then on the weekends. But let me just say, that situation was short-lived because once I calculated how much I had to pay in gas, the potential wear and tear on my car versus the money I was making, baby, the math was not mathing. And why don't they pay delivery people a livable wage? I need the money I make to cover more than just my gas. But that's another topic for another video on another day. But once I knew that Uber Eats was not the answer to what I needed to pay off the debt, then I started to look into different part-time jobs to make money. The point is not to work yourself into exhaustion and not even getting paid for what you're doing to try to pay off your debt. The point is to be intentional with your time, use your time wisely, and make sure that however you use your time, it makes sense financially. Now, say we got our debt paid down, but how do I intentionally stay out of debt? You can unsubscribe from those promotional emails, stop impulse shopping, say no to what does not help you achieve your goals, and only buy what you need. Because if Fashion Nova always sending me a coupon and I always see that in my email, I'm more tempted to shop. So what could I do? I could unsubscribe to Fashion Nova. And if they keep sending you emails, you can block them on your email. So take those promotional emails and get them out your inbox. Because these companies study human behavior and they know what to put in that tagline for you to open that email. Then they know what offer to offer you to click that and go to their site. Next thing you know, you done spent $200 and you never meant to. So unsubscribe to all those promotional emails that send you all those coupons until you can keep your finances correct and you have that shopping budget. And keep in mind, when they send you those emails and they say sell, 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 or those text messages, sell, 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 a sale is still spending money. And my goal is to not spend money because I am paying off debt and I want to stay out of debt. Then I need to make sure those things are not coming in my face, in my phone, convince me to spend my money. So press stop on those text messages, unsubscribe from those promotional emails, delete the apps off your phone, whatever you need to do to keep yourself in line and able to say no. And I want to stop all that impulse shopping. I have an event this weekend and I just go buy something when I have outfits in the closet. Sometimes you have to stop trying to look rich or look like you got the money so you can actually build wealth and actually have the money. It's okay to repeat an outfit. I don't know when they started that trend where if I put these clothes on and I take a picture and I post it on social media, I can't wear it anymore. Stop doing that. Wear your clothes. You paid for them. They nice. Wear your clothes. Now, the suggestions I gave you, do I follow these suggestions? I try my best. Every once in a while, I may post something on TikTok. If you ain't follow me on TikTok, follow me on TikTok, CWMUniversity. But sometimes I'll post something and I'll get to scrolling on TikTok and then I'll come across those ads on TikTok shops. And sometimes they get me. Not even gonna lie, sometimes they get me. But what could I do to not get got by TikTok shop? Stop getting on there and scrolling. Or stop clicking the link. I do not have to click that orange card. You don't have to. You can make a choice to not do it. Another thing I try to do to stay out of debt, I'll do my own nails. So anytime on this channel that you've seen that I have my nails done, I did them. I'm a very DIY girly, thanks to my mom. I'll do my own hair. If I get braids or anything that I do to my hair, I do it. That saves me money. And also another thing I will do is I'll buy things in bulk from Sam's. I have a Sam's that's close to me, so I'm not spending that much money to try to get there. And I'll buy like tissue, paper towels, and water. Something I know I use a good amount of, but I don't want to have to keep going to the grocery store or somewhere that they have higher tissue and paper towel prices when I can get them for a better price in bulk. Now, granted, Sam's does come with a membership, but if you know somebody with a membership, you got me, okay? You can figure that out. Also, sometimes I'll get on somewhere, like say, for example, like I just mentioned, TikTok shop, and I get something and it doesn't fit. One thing you could ask anybody who knows me personally, if I get something, I don't like it, or I get something that doesn't fit, what am I gonna do? I'm gonna return it. And some of y'all at your house got stuff from Amazon that's still in that returnable window, but you just haven't done it. Oh, it doesn't matter. Yes, it does. That $15 adds up. That $100 adds up. Send the stuff back. Take it back to the store and get your money back. Also, be very careful with these storage units. A lot of us have storage units, and we have things in our stores that we haven't seen in 3 years, but we're still constantly paying for those storage fees. Take some time. By using my time wisely, I'm going to take some time one day after work and go down to that storage unit and clean it out and see, maybe I can downsize to a smaller storage unit and pay less, or maybe I can clean out enough not to have a storage unit. Maybe I could use my time to sell some of these things online to get rid of them, because I'm not using it. If I haven't used it in 3 years, I probably don't even need it. I like to sometimes go through my closet, and if I haven't worn it in a year, I'm gonna go ahead and donate it, or I'm gonna go ahead and sell it, get rid of it. Because what? I'm not using it. I'm just holding on to stuff. So you could go down that storage, clean it out, get rid of it. That's more money in your pocket that you can use to pay off debt. Or you could try to downsize it to save money. So look at some things in your life that you are paying constantly. When you look through those transactions on your account, what am I always paying for? Am I using this streaming service? Do I need this storage? Are they taking money out for this Fabletics subscription I have that I never get anything off of Fabletics? Like, what am I using my money on and my money for? And what can I cut out? You have to look at your accounts. Me personally, I try to look at mine every morning before I get my day started. But maybe every morning is too much for you. Maybe you say every Friday I'll look at my account. Look at those transactions. Make sure that you're the one that actually spending their money and somebody ain't scamming you. And then what transactions in here can I avoid and not use? And at the end of the day, budgeting is not meant to feel like a prison or to feel like punishment. This budgeting is to help me have freedom, peace. Know that all my bills are covered and I'm not looking out the window for a repo man or somebody gonna take something from me that I am paying for. And I can stop panicking every time I get a notification on my phone and it's from my bank, thinking that it could be an overdraft, because I'm putting things in place to reach my goals and to be financially free. And remember, discipline today creates freedom for tomorrow. The more money you have, the more options you have. Go ahead and put in the comments, what's one debt that you are trying to pay off this year? Thank you so much for watching. Send this to someone that it can help pay off debt or get on their mindset that, hey, I can pay off this debt. I don't have to keep complaining that I don't have money and I can't do this, and that because I'm not getting paid enough in my job. But maybe you are getting paid enough. You're just not categorizing your money and telling your money where to go. Because when I don't tell my money where to go, it disappears. If you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and subscribe and come on and be a part of the university. Also, if you're watching this video and you didn't watch the whole video and you never watched part 1, go back and watch part 1. Stop playing. Go ahead and watch part 1. Thank you so much for watching. And you already know, until next time, peace out.